A happening that's taken quite many paths to get to, but I recall 2 years ago being at the down at Oliver's in the recognition of some things that had gone on in Senator Malcolm's life, and the question was brought up there that there's a road that comes in here, the naming perhaps of Malcolm Wallop Boulevard, and then we did a lot of landscaping ideas and everything, and finally we, through the encouragement of a few folks that were fairly, I guess, aggressive in the way they went, Evelyn and Kendall and Rosie Berger, not to mention any names, but we talked about what we could do, and there's a whole lot of red tape that you have to go through to name airports, but the county runs the airport and owns the building here, and we thought what better thing to do than name this building the Senator Malcolm Wallop Terminal Airport Building in Sheridan County. So that's sort of where it started, and here it is. You'll have a chance to see when we get the signage up. It'll look like it's on the two pictures over there. I would like to recognize the Board of County Commissioners who were instrumental in making this happen. Our number one glider pilot, Commissioner Meyer. Thank you, Steve. Commissioner Cram, there he's been in the whole thing. Mr. Ringley, Tom Ringley, and where'd Mike Nickel go? There he is, right in the back. He likes to hang out back there. So it's been a great process to work through, and we've really enjoyed it. It's one of those things we like to do. So you don't need to hear a lot more from me. I'm going to read a letter from Senator Enzi, who was unable to be here today. And then I'm going to ask Matt Jones to make a couple remarks for Representative Lummis. This is dated June 17, 2009, the United States Senate, Washington, D.C. Dear Malcolm, congratulations. Diane and I wish we could be with you for the official dedication and naming ceremony for the Malcolm Wallop Terminal Building. This is another nice honor for you, one that is greatly and richly deserved. I can't help but think how appropriate it is for an airport terminal to carry your name. After all your years of service to Wyoming and the United States, doesn't it seem like we spend most of our time in airports, either going away for a while or coming home to Wyoming? You can be very proud of this special tribute that acknowledges and expresses our appreciation for quite a remarkable record of success you have compiled over the years. You are always there for us, fighting to keep the taxes down, get spending under control, and stop any effort to unfairly penalize the people of the West. There are many other accomplishments I could mention, but I think your greatest achievement was the Congressional Awards Program. I would single that one out because it has inspired countless young Americans to believe in themselves and their ability to change the world, begin their own backyard. It is a tremendously important program that will continue to make its mark on our state and the nation for many years to come. Although you have lots of memories of your life that you will always treasure, I believe this ceremony will always have a special place in your heart. From now on, whenever you book a flight, you will be leaving from or returning to the airport terminal that bears your name. How many people can do that? Diana joins us in sending our best wishes to you on this very special day. We're very grateful for your lifetime of public service. Wyoming and the West are proud to claim you as one of our own. Sincerely, Michael B. Enzi, United States Senator. I have that, the original of that letter that I'm going to present to Senator Wallop. Matt, would you like to come forward, please?
As Commissioner Ralston said, my name is Matt Jones, and I do staff the field office, the district office here for Representative Lummis in Sheridan. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today. She's down in Rock Springs at the Wyoming Broadcasters Association, and Malcolm, as you know, keeping relations with the press is extremely important. I also will have a letter from Representative Lummis. It's probably being delivered FedEx to my house as I speak. I'm also here, and for the main reason, as a former staffer for Senator Wallop. I went to work for him in November of '91, and I started out as a receptionist. About the first week I was there, Benjamin Netanyahu walked into the office, and at that time, I believe Malcolm was the ranking member of the Armed Services Committee, and I thought to myself, boy, I'm working for an extremely important man here, because I remember watching the news during Desert Storm and Benjamin Netanyahu giving his reports from Israel, and I just thought, boy, what an important guy I'm working for here. But as I got to know Malcolm in the 3 years I spent with him out in Washington, I got to know a man who loved Wyoming dearly. and was such a great statesman for Wyoming. I'm proud to have worked for him and proud to have cut my teeth in politics under his tutelage. It's a gorgeous day here today. I had to give my legs a little sun, but it's great to be out here, Malcolm, and you're certainly worthy of this dedication. Thank you.
Wyoming's U.S. Senator John Barrasso is known by many as Wyoming's doctor. He has a long and recognized career in both medicine and public service. He's known for his TV, radio, and newspaper health reports as the medical director of the Wyoming Health Fairs. After 5 years in the Wyoming Senate, John was sworn into the United States Senate in June 2007 and subsequently elected in November 2008. In the U.S. Senate, he serves on committees that directly impact Wyoming's economy: energy interests, public lands, national parks, and trade. He and his wife, Bobby, live in Casper and have 3 children. Please join me in welcoming Senator John Barrasso.
Well, it is wonderful to be here with all of you today, and especially happy to have with me my wife, Bobby. They make these great notes and then they blow away, and you don't even want to look at them because what you want to do when you talk about Malcolm Wallop is you want to talk from the heart. And when I got here today, somebody said, "John, you're doing a great job in the Senate." If I'm doing a great job in the Senate, it's because of the lessons I've learned from Malcolm Wallop. I've learned them directly from Malcolm, as well as from Bobby, who was on Malcolm's staff in Washington for 5 years. And she is very quick to point out if I'm doing something. Now, I'm not sure Malcolm would have done it that way. And his impact still has a big impact on our office in Washington. If you go into the waiting room, I call it the waiting room because I used to be a doctor. Somebody said, no, it's a reception area. I don't have that one right yet. But you'll see Malcolm's picture on the wall. If you go back into my into the private office I have, there are 4 pictures of Malcolm with Ronald Reagan. When Ronald Reagan came to Wyoming, it was 82 in campaigning for you, and it was in Casper, was in Story Gym, and I wrote down what Ronald Reagan had to say about Malcolm. This is what he said. He said, leadership, hard work, experience, loyalty to Wyoming. That's what Malcolm Wallop is all about. And we couldn't be honoring a better person today because that really embodies what we think about Malcolm and what Ronald Reagan thought about Malcolm Wallop. You've heard from Mike Enzi's letter the wonderful things that you've done for the young people of this state. And he mentioned the Congressional Awards Program. 900 students, since you started this program for our nation, 900 students from Wyoming have won these awards for volunteering. Thousands and thousands of hours in service to our state. This is a national program. We're going to have a big award ceremony next week in Washington because of him. And you say, what are the issues? I think Mike talked about some of the issues in his letter. Talked about energy, talked about taxes, talked about freedom, talked about military strength, talked about the West, talked about water. 48 hours ago, Thursday, in Washington, in a meeting of all of the Republican senators, we were talking about water. Talking about water. All of the senators from around the country who are Republicans talking about water and a grab that's going on nationally now because Washington wants to be in charge of all of the water. And yet Bob Bennett, who's a senator from Utah, in part of this major discussion, he talked about Malcolm Wallop. He said, Malcolm Wallop of Wyoming. He didn't say John Barrasso of Wyoming, Al Simpson of Wyoming, Craig Thomas of Wyoming, Mike Enzi of Wyoming. He said Malcolm Wallop of Wyoming, and went on and on to make all the points, the strong points that Malcolm would make about our individual freedom and our rights and our abilities as Americans. So we're so blessed, and the young people are so blessed in this state because of what Malcolm Wallop has done to preserve the state, to protect the state, and to work for the best future for the state of Wyoming. And then you get to this airport, and Malcolm's grandfather was in the Wyoming legislature, one of the ones who fought to establish a game of fish. Malcolm's father was one of the first pilots in this area. And pilots will get this. His pilot license number, has only 4 digits to it. One of the first pilot licenses in the country, Malcolm's dad. He started with the Civil Air Patrol here, and additionally,